All right, let's just dive right in. Have you ever looked at your bank statement and had that moment of, wait, what am I even paying for anymore? If that sounds familiar, then you are in exactly the right place. Today we're going to explore this modern-day maze of subscription fatigue and, most importantly, how to find the exit.
So let's start with just a number, $219. So what is that? Well, according to C+R research, this is what the average American is spending every single month on subscriptions. That's more than a lot of people's utility bills. And you want to know the most shocking part? Most of us have absolutely no idea it's that high.
And this quote from DealHub, man, it just hits the nail on the head. It's not just that we're spending the money, it's that we're doing it almost unconsciously. You know, these small, sneaky recurring charges are designed to fly right under the radar, but they add up to this huge expense that we often underestimate by half, sometimes even more. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. How did we end up here, right? How did a model that was built on convenience suddenly turn into this source of financial and, honestly, mental exhaustion? That's exactly what we're going to unpack. First up, let's map out the maze itself. I mean, to understand how to get out, we really need to appreciate the sheer scale of the problem we're all dealing with, because it's not just you. It's this massive, collective experience of feeling completely overwhelmed and totally overspent. Now, what's really interesting is that people are starting to fight back. This chart shows it all. The average number of retail subscriptions a person had dropped from 4.1 down to just 2.9 in a single year. That's a huge shift. It means we're all getting a lot more selective, and the pressure is on for these companies to actually prove they're worth the money.
And if you're feeling this burnout, you are definitely not alone. A survey found that a full 50% of people, that's half of us, are canceling or planning to cancel subscriptions simply because of fatigue. This isn't just a small annoyance anymore, it's a massive market trend.
Okay, so if we know we're overspending and we're tired of it, why is it so ridiculously hard to just hit cancel? Well, in this next section, we're going to peel back the layers and look at the psychological forces that are actively working to keep us locked in. First up is a classic cognitive bias, the sunk cost fallacy. We've all been there. We keep paying for that gym membership we haven't used in months because, well, we've already invested so much money into it. Canceling feels like admitting defeat, like we wasted that cash, so we just keep throwing more money at it. It is a powerful, powerful trap. Then you've got something called the endowment effect. Simply having access to a gigantic library of movies or music makes our brains feel like we own it, even though we're really just renting it. And that feeling of ownership makes the idea of losing access feel like a real loss, so we're way more hesitant to cancel, even if we only watch or listen to a tiny fraction of what's available. And finally, there's just pure decision fatigue. I mean, with so many options for streaming, for music, for meal kits, the mental energy it takes to constantly evaluate which service is best is just exhausting. So what do? A lot of the time, the easiest path is to do nothing at all and just let those payments continue, month after month. But here's the thing, it's not all in our heads. Some of these traps are deliberately set. So now we're going even deeper into the maze to expose the manipulative designs that some companies use to make it as difficult as humanly possible for you to leave. These deceptive tactics are so widespread they actually have an official name, dark patterns. And government agencies like the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC, are actively investigating and cracking down on companies that use them to trick and trap consumers. So what exactly is a dark pattern? Well, think of any design choice, a confusing button, a pre-checked box you didn't notice, a hidden menu that is intentionally crafted to manipulate you. It's designed to nudge you into making a decision that benefits the company, not you, like making it nearly impossible to find that cancellation page. And here is a perfect real-world example from an actual FTC case. On a phone, a company hid the full cost of a service, including a pretty big fee. To even see it, a user had to scroll down 4 full screens. By burying that crucial information below the fold, they were actively hiding the true cost until it was too late. And this creates a very common, very frustrating playbook. Signing up, it's a one-click breeze. But canceling, that means you're navigating a maze of menus, you're being forced to call a customer service line during their very limited hours, and then you have to answer a million questions. The whole process is designed to make you so frustrated you just give up. Okay, we've mapped the maze, we've identified the traps. Now for the most important part, finding the exit. We are officially shifting from the problem to the solutions, giving you an actual toolkit to take back control of your subscriptions and your wallet. The very first step is a simple subscription audit. Seriously, pull up your bank statements, lay it all out just like this, and be brutally honest with yourself. When was the last time you actually used it? This simple act of just writing it all down forces you to confront where your money is going and makes a decision to cut or downgrade so much easier.
And don't forget, a lot of these bills are negotiable. Here are some powerhouse tactics. When you call, don't just talk to the first person you get. Always ask for the customer retention department. They're the ones who actually have the power to give you a deal. Mention your loyalty, quote competitor prices you found, and ask about cheaper tiers. Even just rotating services with the seasons can save you hundreds a year.
The good news in all of this is that our collective fatigue is actually forcing a change. The market itself is starting to respond to our demands for more flexibility and for more fairness. So let's look at this new path forward that's starting to emerge. And you can see the change happening right here in the data. Companies that tie your costs directly to how much you use their service are growing 38% faster than their subscription-only competitors. That's a massive signal that we are all voting with our wallets for models that just feel more fair.
Let's just break it down. The old subscription model, sure, it offers predictability, but it so often leads to waste. The usage-based model, on the other hand, aligns the cost directly with the value you get. You pay for what you use. It feels transparent, and it gives you the flexibility to scale your spending up or down as it needs change.
And what we're seeing now, which is really cool, is the rise of a hybrid approach that might just be the best of both worlds. Companies like Peloton and others offer a predictable base fee for core access, but then they have usage-based add-ons for any premium features. It offers stability for them and flexibility for us. It's a win-win.
So look, here's the ultimate takeaway. The goal isn't to get rid of every single subscription you have. It's about a mindset shift. It's about going from being a passive subscriber, where charges just happen to you, to becoming an active manager of your own portfolio of services, making sure every single dollar you spend brings you real value. We've walked through the maze, we've uncovered the psychological traps, and we've laid out a toolkit for your escape. You have the blueprint now. So the only question left is, what's the very first move you're going to make to go from being a prisoner of the maze to its master?